What's up? What's up? This is for Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday, okay? Wednesday and Thursday, we're doing the same thing. We're going to be taking the CAS California Science Test Interim Assessment, okay? So holla at that. Basically, it is a shortened version of the California Science Test. So it's like a quiz version, you know what I'm saying? Okay, first thing that we need to do is make sure that everyone can like just log in and your computer is ready for the test. We'll kind of do all of those things. More or less, you got to sign all the way out of Google, and then you'll click on apps, and then you'll go ahead and say secure test browser, and then you should be able to pull this up. Make sure you are in the right state. This is California, yeah. So all of those kind of things. Also for the test, just in general, just in case, like for the people who are not here, just so you know, right? You like if you can get to this screen, you're good. Don't worry about it. If you're not here, you're not taking a test. If you're here in the class, then you'll be taking a test. So don't trip out. So hold on. Okay, we're back. So during the test, there's no electronics of any kind. So that means we got to do a wrist check. So there's no smartwatches, none of that. There's also no cell phones on you. So the cell phones got to go in your backpack, and then your backpacks will be on the sides of the room, so around the perimeter of the room. So if you're sitting in the front, your backpacks will be towards the front, sides, and then, you know, towards the back. So again, they'll be on the sides of the room, so you won't have your bags with you. The only thing you'll have is your Chromebook, okay? So just realize that. So backpacks, again, must be left on the side, on the floor, on the side of the room. If you do want to put them up on the counter, I'm okay with that. I really don't care. It's not a big deal to me. But, hey, no electronics. They all must be inside of your bag. All right, cool. Let's keep it pushing on that. So, couple things: go to bed early, wake up happy, eat breakfast, do something fun to relax, walk briskly or skip. That kind of gives you a little pep in your step. Pause to think. Break it down, show what you know, and bust that test. Do your best, right? So just remember, just do your best. Have a positive attitude towards it, and that's what you should be thinking when you're going into the test. Don't stress out, especially right now. This is just practice, okay? We're just practicing the interim test. We're just doing the interim test, and do your best, and then we'll look at like how'd you do, right? And again, don't trip out about like the grade on there. It's not going to affect your grade. Okay, so just do your best. And then what we will do over the next about 5-ish weeks, because we have the test coming up, is what we will do is we will go over some of those questions and how to break them down, how to answer them, strategies, right? So we'll do some of those things over the next few weeks before we take the actual California Science Test. Next, I do want to say this is available on, this is the grade 8, as you can see, reference sheet. It is available on the website, and it is available on the test, and it is also available in person. So I'll have a copy of that for you on all the desks. So you can use the in-person one, or there'll be a little toggle where you can click it and you can pull it up on your screen. Up to you, however you want to use that. But if you just take a look at this, I just wanted to show this is, if you look over here are all the formulas, and over here are all the formulas, but written out with the words, right? So all the words. So again, density is equal to mass divided by volume. And again, density is equal to mass divided by volume. Again, it's just the formulas on one side, and then the actual like formula written out on the other side. Now, I do want to say this. We have not talked about waves or light, but we have learned all of these other formulas, and we've learned how to use the formula, which is the more crucial thing. So if you look here, you see the symbols, you're like, oh my gosh, these symbols. So if you see those symbols, right, or if you see in a data table, right, you see what frequency, that F stands for frequency, because you can see it right there. If you find what the frequency is, and then you're like, oh, well, there's this other symbol, I don't even know what that is. If you see it in a data table or in a word, in a paragraph, you're like, oh, it says that wavelength is equal to this. Well, you can read this formula. It says, oh, in order to calculate wave speed, I just got to take the frequency and multiply it times the wavelength. Boom. Now I got it. So just remember, when you're looking at things like that, and when you're looking at things like that, that's how you use them, okay? So even if you don't know what it is, if you know how to use a formula, you can still calculate and do the math. All right, let me see. Was there anything else in here? Oh, yeah, there's the periodic table. We'll talk about this a little bit. Most of you guys sounded like with most of the students that you guys have gone over this last year, which you should have. And just remember, there's a legend right there that explains what all of the different things inside the periodic cells actually mean. So make sure to use that if you're asked questions about things of this nature. Actually, not even a real one. And then what was the last thing? Boom. I think there was one last thing. So hold on just a moment. I think there was one last thing. Nope, we don't. This is what I wanted to look at. So just remember, we do have these forms. If your parents did not go, please come and talk to me, or go talk to the high school counselors so that way that you can get your paperwork if they didn't go to the meeting. And then just make sure that this is the paper. Again, this is the paper that you are going to need. Again, this is the paper that you are going to need, right? This is the paper you're going to need in order to for Monday. This is the paper you'll need for Monday to register. You'll hand this over to the high school counselors. Make sure you get your parent signature on there. I don't know why I was stumbling over my words like 50 times right there. All right, and then the last thing is today. So today is Thursday. So this is for Wednesday and Thursday, but today is Thursday. This meeting is finally here. So you can still register. You still got today to register for this meeting, but again, today is the day. Today is the meeting at 6 p.m. for this trip to Japan, if you are thinking about taking it. Other than that, that's everything for oh, wait, there's one last thing. I wanted to remind you, so this is the last thing. So as students are finishing up with the interim assessment, because again, we're going to take two. We're going to take one on, some students have already started it, so we'll take one to finish on Thursday, and then when you're done, work on this, right, and finish this assignment. This assignment, most students already started and are either halfway or 2/3 of the way done, right? So again, if you're like at home and you're like, oh, I'm not taking the interim assessment, then boom, take this assignment and get this assignment done. It is due by Friday, right? So you'll have a little bit of time on Thursday and a little bit of time on Friday in class once you finish the interim assessment to get this completed. So this should be totally the next thing that you need to work on. Remember, this counts as a 35-point test. All right, y'all. Peace.